The scary thing is like it's how easy it is for humans to slip back into, the opposite of psychological safety because in general that's kind of, the easiest route that's a natural tendency. I think for a lot of people who get into leadership positions and things like that, it's easy to think, well, I'm here because I'm smart. If I were not smart, I wouldn't be here. I think there's a real tendency to think in terms of hierarchy, in terms of sort of innate characteristics. I'm the smart one, I'm the leader, and it becomes part of your identity. And I think it's a very natural thing for humans to do. And you want control. You want to control how other people, if you're the expert, other people should just do what you say. And I think you send that up the chain, and you have that attitude all the way throughout leadership. At that point, it's hard to, I think. I think that's one thing that's already very difficult to do. It's easy to fall into that mode of thinking. And then if you're on the other end, you're new to the company, you're younger or something like that, it's easy to think, well, these guys are the experts. I don't know anything. Maybe I should just say nothing. Or, if I say something, I'm going to be made fun of or I'm going to be punished somehow. It's going to hurt my career. And so you let that cycle perpetuate, and it's a very easy cycle to perpetuate. It's very natural for people to do. You do end up with, a really stagnant kind of, a place where innovation can't happen because everybody is locked into this form of thinking, right? So I think the danger of it is that, it's one of those things you have to be vigilant. It's not a one-time fix. And the opposite of it is really unpleasant. And I think even for the people who have that attitude, if everybody just did exactly what I told them or exactly what I tell them, then this company is going to do great. And I think even that attitude is hard to shake, right? Because that's that's old school, right? That's how things used to work. So I think in a lot of ways, um, it is an important thing because it's easy to let it slip the other way, and then it takes effort to bring it into a safe, creating that environment that has psychological safety, and then continuing to develop from it. So, even starting off, looking at it from a training perspective, it is this process of, first of all, you have to convince leadership, you have to convince management. And maybe that's one thing that we look at because from our point of view, it's really leadership and management whose job is to create and then communicate. This is an environment that prioritizes psychological safety. And first of all, they have to be on board. So there's that training first. The first time I heard about psychological safety was from a talk from Adam Grant at a conference. But it's really, it's been around for a while and it's really catching on. And I feel like places that become innovative and places that make a difference. One of the common traits is that it's a place where anybody can speak up. And I think one of the things that differentiate it too is that it's not necessarily a nice place or a place that has that is what you call toxic positivity, right? It's not a place where everybody is always smiling and happy and everything is fine. That actually is a good example of a non-psychological safe place. That's actually a place where everybody is pretending that everything is fine, everybody's happy, but there are some cracks in the foundation. And if you're the one guy that brings up, the cracks in the foundation, you're going to bring everybody down. So you don't do it. You're the one who raises concerns. We're shipping a product that's not good enough. Nobody wants to be the downer in that case. That's an example where everybody's being nice, but you're actually, that's not psychologically safe. People are scared to speak up against the crowd. People are scared to speak up against the leadership.
Yeah.
So I think, understanding what it looks like for managers and leadership, the leadership team, I think it is an important like first step. Are we all in on this? Are there anybody in leadership that wants to speak up and say, I'm not on board with this because I don't think I think the benefits are very clear. I think the dangers of the other side have probably been more prominent. You don't hear about great examples all the time of psychological safety being a success, but you hear about situations where nobody can speak up and then the company ships a bad product or you end up with catastrophe. So I think it's a very real thing.